Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cliff London Uncensored. And I have some very possible exciting news. Excuse me. But before I get into it, I don't want to be too negative, but I'm going to touch on this for a second, just briefly. As you all know, I love talking shit about the fake revolutionaries. I love talking some shit about these ignorant ass Negroes that don't know shit about shit. They don't have an argument. They don't have a plan. What they do have is their hand out, asking, begging, trying to bank off past tragedies to get a fucking handout instead of getting a job or getting education or bettering themselves. Because the reparation shit ain't gonna happen. We're gonna have to take, you're gonna have to get out there and compete and scrape for it like everyone else, and there's nothing wrong with that. Also, if you're a regular everyday person, no matter what color you are, and you encounter these people and they try to make you these pro-blacks that are on TV, people that are pro Black Lives Matter, or excuse me, SBLM, some Black Lives Matter sometimes. So actually it'll be SBLMS, some Black Lives Matter sometimes, is what those fakes should be called. But back to my point, if you're just a regular person and then one of these people are trying to make you out a racist, if you're white, they'll try to make you a racist if you love our country. If you're black and love our country, they'll call you Uncle Tom. These type of people are the true enemies of liberty, the true enemies of America, because every time that this country is starting to heal, they rear their victimhood fucking heads up and start spewing their misinformed crap. And by the way, again, I just want to shout out to all of my subscribers. I'm very, very, very appreciative. But like I said before, I just want to tell you guys thank you. And I also want to just reiterate, do not let these people manipulate you because they love to pull the race out and sprinkle racism on that, and I'm going to get back to, our country. Of course, it's not perfect. I know it's not perfect. I know it's not this utopia, but you know what? It's the absolute best that humanity has been able to do. And you know something else? Every time that there is that some country is, run by evil dictator, or some natural disaster happens, we are there. The same people one day that are talking shit about us will come here the next. Even these damn Nigerians, these damn real Africans from Africa. I got news for these pro-blacks. Hey, they don't consider us like them. So all you losers out there talking about Africa, the motherland, man, you guys need to talk to some Nigerians, because it ain't like they hate, but they don't consider us. I mean, I'm sure maybe some of them do. I mean, we have ancestry, but fuck it, I'm American. And another thing, black and white folk, it's okay to think outside the box. Especially black folk, though. Don't let people, for you having a difference of opinion, because it's kind of what freedom is all about. It's kind of what the civil rights shit was all about in the first place, is freedom. Freedom to believe in yourself. Freedom to believe that you can do something without a white person giving it to you. That was the point. The point wasn't you idiots out here going, stop killing us. Do something for us. Stop killing us. Well, what do you want? What do you want? Well, reparations. You know what? I think that some of it, go ahead and give it to them. Give it to them. But if you give it to them, all you guys that want that shit, if they give it to you, we shouldn't have to hear anything else about it. Anyway, I'm done with it. I'm going to give a few fuck offs. One, Stacks the God. Fuck you. You have no right to talk about anybody, because I saw one of your videos and that hat was ridiculous. And that guy with the fake name, you're a moron. That's all I have to say about that. Now, on to what this video is really about. Because I got my fuck offs going on and did my little rant. Here's what I really want to talk about. It is rumored. I mean, as you guys can tell, I am a bit of a nerd. And I am one of those guys that wasn't absolutely not happy with the new fucking Star Wars. They were crap. It's what happens when you put intersectional feminist politics inside of a wonderful story. And a lot of people don't understand that the source material is important. When I was an actor, it was a really big thing that when you got some Shakespeare put in front of you, you know, that it was really about interpreting that language and what it means. Because the source material, our job as actors, directors, was to present this work of art to the best of the abilities. And the true ones, you can use it to speak, if politics is your thing, and you frame your thoughts with Democrat or Republican, which is weird, by the way, that you need something to frame your thought system in. But the thing is that Star Wars. Well, first, before I go to Star Wars, things like Shakespeare, or things like Anton Chekhov, old Russian playwright. When you get these things, even some movies, for example, the Creed movies, it still wasn't the same vein as Rocky. It was in the same world. It didn't really change these characters without good reason. What they did to Star Wars was that they didn't care about the they didn't care about the story. They didn't respect the source material, which is why it ultimately failed. Yeah, it had its big sales and had its big box office, but it's not going to go down legendary. Which brings me to my point. There is rumors that there is kind of like this Civil War thing going on at Lucasfilm. Like, you have Jon Favreau, who wants to erase this bullshit trilogy through something called the Death Star Veil, or no, Force Veil. And basically, long story short, it's kind of like a multiverse type portal where they could easily use it. I'm sure Critical Drinker could fix it right up with that possibility, and just erase this timeline altogether, or it would exist like kind of like Netherworlds in DC or something like that, or multiverse. But they would erase this trilogy. I heard Favreau wants it. Of course, Kathleen Kennedy, the ultimate disser of source material, is trying to stop it. But what really gets me about her is that, see, she's not concerned with the story at all, because she could have added her feminism in there still and did it over time, and a lot of people probably wouldn't have even noticed. Or she should just, all she had to do was give reasons, really. But because their writing team and shit sucks so badly, that was the main thing. But if this is true, if this rumor of this Civil War thing is true, and it actually succeeds, and they find a way to erase that shit-ass trilogy, all of them, I don't give a fuck. Rey, Finn, fucking Marilyn Manson, Kylo Ren, yeah, but he was definitely Marilyn Manson fucking descendant. You can tell me in the comment section if you don't think Kylo Ren looked like fucking a thick Marilyn Manson, because he did to me. Anyway, but it's really exciting to me. I know most of you probably don't care about shit like this or care about Star Wars, but I do. It has a special place in my childhood. I have always loved it. These trilogies were complete. Well, the first one actually was okay. They could, it was okay. But then the other two just made that, this is what that shit was, so it sucked. But this is exciting. It means that if this actually happens, it means that I can also erase it from my life, and when my son is born, I can act like that never existed. And maybe if he runs across a physical copy that one of his friends had, then I can explain, that was bullshit, don't take it seriously. You know what I mean? I could totally explain that. Hold on, let me, after work libation. By the way, guys, I know I've been gone for a few days, and that was because they held me over at work. Pro-black's a job. Fake pro-blacks, anyway. They held me over at work, and it threw my whole equilibrium off. So I had to get back on, kind of get back on schedule here. Anyway, I know. Yes, I know that things seem difficult and out of control. And them doing these things, not just to Star Wars, but to other things, other type of entertainment. See, the problem with that is that, when you are able to do things like that, and you cheapen things and you demean things, like, for example, you see all these statues coming down and stuff, and it's completely, the reason why it's anti-American is because in some realms it's considered art. I don't give a shit about the Robert E. Lee statue, but I care about it has to be there. You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, that's one thing that makes America America. But then these dumb shits that were tearing down these statues, and this all ties into source material and art. It's like, okay, so you tore down a Ulysses S. Grant. Apparently the dude was an abolitionist. He was only gifted a slave, which he released immediately, but they tore this down. So this just proves that, like, okay, y'all are really, some of these people really idiotic. If you're going to tear down shit, at least research the name to make sure you get the right one. You can't even say that you didn't have time to research. I mean, back in my day, you would have had to go and get a fucking Funkin' Wagnalls or Webster Dick, some sort of book or something to research. Now you can just pull out your phone. You could have pulled out your phone, typed it in, saw what the dude was about. But no, because your real shit, they don't really care about racism. They just care. Black Lives Matter just cares about destroying this country and pushing their agenda. And by the way, those of you that don't know this already, George Soros funds Black Lives Matter. There's a YouTuber by the name of Spiro. I want to say Screws, but if you type in the first name, it's so unique. Spiro, S-P-I-R-O, stem cell phone. Check it out. I think it's Spiro Skouras or whatever. But again, his name is so unique. If you just type in the S-P-I-R-O, it'll pop up. And one of the first videos that pop up, it says, who funds Black Lives Matter? Mind blowing. Your mind will be blown, and I can't wait to hear my other subscribers as well. I can't wait to hear what you guys think of this video in the comment section. He also has a bunch of other videos that he gets a little conspiracy theory, but it's logical. It makes sense. It makes sense. That's the thing. It makes sense, though. Back to source material. Source material is important because when someone writes something, an artist writes something, or produces something, they're giving that to the world. But especially something like playwriting or screenwriting. I want to say screenwriting more so in particular because you have a franchise in Star Wars that's been around for over 40 years, and it meant a lot to a bunch of people. And when Kathleen Kennedy came in and cared more about, I mean, it goes back to we already had strong female characters, so she her premise on that was bullshit in the first place. And those of you that don't know who Kathleen Kennedy is, she is currently a head honcho at Lucasfilm. Lied to George Lucas talking about she'd preserve the characters, and it was all bullshit. So not only did she ruin and almost destroy the source material that people love, not because she had her own artistic vision. No, because she just wanted to do something against men that liked it. I mean, that's what it really was. But lo and behold, the power of the people were revolting, and we didn't like that shit at all. We didn't like our mythology and our stories and our heroes, things that you want to share with your kids and stuff like that that may get overturned, and we may have another shot at it. I don't really think it'll happen because financially, but it is Disney after all. I mean, you don't have to throw out a trilogy. You could just do one where however they're gonna erase this shit, do a movie, then wait, see how it works out. Maybe even do a small TV show about erasing that reality. I don't know. But if you're listening, Jon Favreau, or other members of the fandom menace, if you are listening, voice your opinion. Voice your opinion, because if Disney knows that enough people will go and see this and that enough people want this, they can make this happen. But you have to speak up. I mean, it's been proven over and over and over again that we really have more power than we give ourselves credit for. A wise man once told me, spend your money like it's a vote. And people have been doing that. No one is buying the fucking new series figurines. They're canceling shit. We have to refuse to be canceled. It's making us simpy and weak and whiny, especially some black folks who's simping and whining about every little fucking thing. Toughen up. And by the way, those people in St. Louis, had every right to defend their property. You walked into their private property, pushed through their damn fence. Now all of a sudden they're racist for pulling their weapons on you. Give me a fucking break. Anyway, I really hope that this Star Wars rumor is true, because I would love, 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 love to see this redone. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my, I guess for me, just getting off work. So I guess evening, morning for you, I guess. But anyway, please, 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 please rate, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can get notified when I make a new video. I appreciate you all very much, and remember, there is no fate, but what we make for ourselves. Regulate your smiles and cries, and I will talk to you guys later.